A major aspect to many video games that help tie everything together is the user interface. For example, in Minecraft, besides the main game itself, you spend most of your time crafting, enchanting, and especially looking through your inventory. Our user interface needs to look eye-appealing and has to be easy to use. Minecraft does a really good job at this, and you can learn how to use the UI in Minecraft almost instantly. The UI that Hytale has adopted looks similar to Minecraft in a good way, while also looking much more complex. Today, everybody, we're going to be exploring the UI in Hytale and discuss whether it is too complicated or not. And with all that being said, everybody, my name is CanadianFlash, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what is going on? CanadianFlash here, guys, and today, everybody, we're taking a look at the user interface of Hytale. But before I get into that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support recently. It truly means the world to me, and I'm so grateful for every single one of you. We're almost at 6K, like that's absolutely insane. And if you guys want to support this channel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Also, join Discord if you want, links in the description. And if you want to show even more support to the channel, then become a member. You're just a click away from getting some super cool perks and names and everything like that. So that's enough selling out. Let's get right into the video. You can call me a biased Hytale YouTuber, but I think the UI in Hytale looks far better than most games, and also it looks very easy to navigate. And for further reference, UI means user interface. I'm just going to be calling it UI to shorten it down. From what we've seen, there are plenty of different UIs for a bunch of different crafting and looting options for the game, and I'll be sharing my thoughts on all of them, so let's take a look. This first type of user interface is what you'll most likely experience throughout the adventure and multiplayer modes, and this is like the third or first person type UI. It's pretty simple. Minecraft has it. Every other game has a UI like this. So just like Minecraft, there are 9 hotbar slots, and there are what I would assume to be 2 offhand slots. I think they're kind of, not really offhand, they're more like your 2 actual hands. One is for utilities like torches and other food, and if you don't want to have food selected in these hands, you can probably easily dual wield weapons and put other weapons and other stuff like that. So it allows for a lot of crazy different combat options, so I think that's really cool. Plus, I love combat, super awesome. You can easily access these offhands on the radio menu that they showed last year. In the video, these are key binded to X and Z, and to access them, all you gotta do is hold down the key that correlates to them. For example, you just hold down X, you open up the X offhand, you hold down Z, you open up the Z offhand. It looks really simple, and I really like that. Going back to this image, we can see a health bar, and under that we have a blue and yellow bar. In some of the images, the health bar doesn't show up, and that's because you're on full health, and Nux even said you don't need the health bar on your screen every single time. It's pretty much just to know your health when you're in combat. The blue bar, in my opinion, is mana or magic, and I believe that goes down when you use your spells and everything. And then the yellow bar, we're not really too sure what it is, but I think it's probably going to be player stamina or something. I think that'll be really cool, but we haven't really seen it go down when somebody was sprinting, so maybe it's not stamina. If you think you know what it is, let me know. Also, while looking at the first and third player, we can see a few icons on the bottom of the screen. I believe that the banner is set to be your tribe, or your alliance pretty much. The book can be your experience and knowledge. You click L to activate that, which is pretty cool. The compass can be your map. Also, the hotkey is M for map pretty much. The bag is also E, which usually is inventory, so I believe the bag is inventory. And then lastly, the handshaking alliances, it's hit T to open. So I think that could be the chat function, but also some people think it's more of an alliance function too. But in Minecraft, if you hit T, you go to the chat feature, so I think it's going to be chat and everything like that. Let me know if you guys think these icons mean something different, because obviously they can. I'm just throwing out my best assumptions to them, so yeah. And with one last note, there is a small compass on the top of your screen that shows your direction, and what looks to be recent deaths, maybe close prefabs or your spawn point, something like that. Just really cool. I love the little navigation feature like that. Next, I want to move on into your inventory, and there's a lot to look at. This early screenshot is what I believe the inventory will be upon release, with maybe some minor tweaks and changes and everything, so just take some of these with all the grain of salt. So I believe when you press E for inventory, it'll show up with 2 screens, not 4 like we see here. We don't really have somebody just flat out opening their inventory. I wish there was a video like that. If there is, let me know. I just don't remember. It'll likely show the model of your player with the armor. We like to see, we see that on the left tab, and it just says your inventory is just like that, but it'll probably be bigger. You see on the top right, there is a weapons bench, which is really cool, and I assume it'll change to like that if you go into a cooking table or maybe a spell or brewing bench. It'll probably change, shift everything down how it is in this image. I like how you have the player UI on the side too, so you can easily swap out your armor when needed and not waste like an inventory space leaving the crafting UI and then opening up a UI to put in like your armor like Minecraft. It just saves inventory space, which is awesome because if we're adventuring in Hytale, you're gonna need a lot of inventory space. There is also a newer video that shows the chest UI really well. I really like this video. It's really nice. I'll play it for you guys, and then we'll talk about it a little bit later. So while this is paused, we can see quite a bit at first. First, I noticed the chest has very little storage space, but also this is a legendary chest, so I don't think there is a lot of storage. It's probably meant to contain 1, maybe 2 items. Probably going to be 1 like we see in this video. So I don't really expect too much loot, but it'll be good loot, so that's really cool. You could probably craft more storage chests, which is really nice. And in this chest UI inventory, we can see some really cool features that we only see in like Minecraft mods. And these are like the take all and auto sort feature. There's also a drop down arrow, which leads me to believe that there are other options too. In the player inventory, it also looks like there are some sort of options to sort weapons, armor, and possibly blocks. The drop down arrow could also include ways to sort like food, maybe spells and all that too. That's really cool. Super exciting. I love all these like customizability options. It's awesome. Next is something that I've talked about before, and this is the Temple of Gaia UI. There is so much to look at, and honestly, I'll go through it quite quick because I could spend like a whole video just talking about this one screenshot. So in the middle, we can see a red skull, and that represents the enemy or like the bad guy in this case. The green circles are your allies, in this case they're the Quebecs, and the yellow circle is you as the player. The tent looking icon on the bottom left is the point of interest, and the cave looking icon is a world dungeon, so which is really cool. And then the small prefab looking icon is a story dungeon, and we can also see some of these again in that compass on the top of your screen, so maybe that's what they mean in the actual game as well, because they're the same icons. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the same. I really don't know what this one is. It's kind of confusing, but I mean, if you guys let me know what you think it is. I don't know. It's kind of like a diamond. I don't know. Maybe it's like a really cool feature in the game. I don't know. But also there is a house with the arrow under it, so that probably leads you to your spawn point or your home, which is really cool. Lastly, I also noticed that if you left click twice, you can place a waypoint, or it's called a marker on here, but everyone knows it's called a waypoint because the image, the icon image has waypoint on the bottom, so we're going to put it as a waypoint. And also, if you want to remove that waypoint, you can just left click it twice and it'll remove it once again. To activate the marker settings, you can just right click on it, and to zoom in and zoom out on the map, you can just use your scroll wheel, which is very simple. There is one more GUI that we have seen in the adventure mode, and this is the armory. This looks like where we can make all of our combat and gear like swords, bows, and armor. These weapons include swords, daggers, longswords, hammers, axes, war axes, and I think they're clubs. I'm not really too sure. If this looks familiar, it's because back in this screenshot we can also see that these items can be crafted in a weapons bench. So I don't know if they changed a few things, but I think it's super cool that you can craft tools in different workbenches. Maybe the weapons bench is portable and the armory isn't. I think that would be a really cool option, by the way. And then once you craft these weapons and armor, you can see the stats of these weapons by hovering over them, which is a really nice feature showcased by this one screenshot. I really like it. I just want to throw it in here because it's kind of GUI, but not really. And last, I want to talk about one more thing in the adventure mode, and this is a couple of things during the skeleton battle. So taking a look at this video, the first thing that comes up in this challenge is the Emerald Grove Ruins, where it says killed 12 skeletons, and this is like a challenge quest type of thing, another little GUI thing that pops up on your screen. Then later you can see the player switching to his silver steel blade, and I love how legible it is to read on the bottom. Like, you can clearly read silver steel blade, which I really like. Also, while that is going on, you can see on the bottom right what type of blocks you've picked up. It even tells you what class of item you picked up. For example, bones are blocks, and the purple spellbook is a weapon. Lastly, you can see a small timer/loading GUI that comes up when you're casting a spell. It's kind of like how Minecraft has that loading thing, but it's a lot bigger, and I guess there's no like cooldown or something. I don't know, it's kind of cool. And the last couple of UIs that I wanted to talk about today are the multiplayer/server UIs. So first, I'm going to take a look at this character customization screen because there's a lot to look at. You can see tabs. One says adventure. That's obviously the adventure mode. I don't know why minigames and servers are separate unless Hytale has their own like single player quests that you can get like special customizable gear. That'd be really cool actually. They should do that. Then there is also an avatar slide and a settings page. On the top right, you can see there's a chat feature and like a friends feature, which is really cool. cool. And there's also like a player profile. I'm not sure if it's your player profile, I would assume so, but also could be like something how Xbox has when your friends log on, it says this player's online. That'll be really cool, but we really don't know. Now going into the character creator, we can see a lot of things. For starters, the character editor is actually in Hytale, unlike in Minecraft where you need third-party applications to change your skin. The edible aspects on every player are character, which I believe is probably like your skin color, I would assume. Then there's also hair, which obviously you change your hair, eyebrows, eyes, facial hair, shirts, jackets, pants, shoes, gloves, hats, glasses, ears, smile/mouth. There is so much character customization in Hytale, and I can't wait to see how people choose to express themselves in the game. Also, if you want to check out a video on how, on the character customization system, I made a video on it, go check it out. We also could see many different color options and a way to randomize your character, which is like that little circle thing. But if you don't want to accidentally randomize your character while you're finished, you can lock it so you don't accidentally click it, which is a really nice addition. It's just these quality of life changes that are just awesome. I think it's great. There is also a search feature to find specific items and clothing, and also it looks to me, this thing looks to me like a price tag with a drop down arrow, which to me indicates that you can search for paid clothing, which would really help Hytale sustain revenue if the game is free to play. That's what you like to hear. Free to play, awesome. I said it, guys. I said it. Free to play is the best way. That's pretty much everything besides the options button, which I have no idea what it does. And there's also 2 arrows, which could mean share to another player or like share globally, but I really don't know. Let me know what you guys think of that in the comments. And now we're on the last bit of UI, and this is the server listing. Take this all with a grain of salt because it says non-final, so pretty much everything in this video I would also say take with a grain of salt because everything is suspect to change upon release. Who knows, maybe the entire UI got a whole different update because this was like the first ever blog post that they released. So definitely things have changed by then. So in the server UI, we can see a bookmark feature which allows players to bookmark their favorite server. Also, you can see total players and total monthly players, which is really cool. You can see your ping and average ping to the server. There's an option to link your website, a share button, and there's also an IP copy for you to just send to your friends, which is really cool. But I think an IP copy and share would kind of be the same thing, but maybe not. Maybe the share just actually shows like that full screen and the IP just lets you connect, who knows. There is also an area for a description of the server, which is really cool. It's a really cool feature that allows you to share screenshots of the server to entice players to join, which I really like. Lastly, there is also a server news page for players to read up on the newest features and updates for that server has to offer, which, once again, a lot better than Minecraft and other games, so good job, Hytale. So guys, this pretty much includes my video on the user interface in Hytale. If I did miss anything, or if you think some of my assumptions were wrong, please let me know in the comments so I can correct them for the next time. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Samurai Sunny and Shino for becoming members of this channel. You guys are the 2 newest ones, so thank you so much for the huge support, and a huge shout out to you 2 guys. Also, if you guys want a shout out in one of my videos, make sure to become a member. It's super easy and very cheap. To wrap this up, I personally don't believe that the UI in Hytale will be very complicated. If you've ever played Minecraft mods, then you'll have no problem adapting to this because it's pretty much the same UI as Minecraft with mods. So yeah, it's just all quality of life improvements that we've all desperately wanted for years. So guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. And with all that being said, everybody, my name is CanadianFlash, and I hope you all enjoy the video and have a great day.